you got to give Philly a lot of credit. They were shorthanded. They came in here. Their coaching, from the coaching staff to the players on down, you got to give them all credit. They're shorthanded, came in here. They just physically kicked our behind. We could not get them off the offensive glass. Montrezl Harrell was an absolute beast. Paul Reed was an absolute beast. And when you watch the game, some of it was Domas, Mezzi, and Rashawn as our centers, but also our guards. I thought our guards did a poor job on the backside when we went to trap the box to help on the dribble drive. We did not get engaged with their bigs on the backside. We didn't help our bigs at all rebound, and it showed. I'm at 23 second chance points. Adds up to a lot of points in a 1-2 possession ball game, and that's basically where the game was at, and just their ability to control their offensive boards the way they did, and our inability to put bodies on bodies time after time after time, as well as to a certain degree control the dribble drive. So give them a lot of credit because they came in here and they took the game from us.
Mike, first off, have you talked to Chimezie or heard from Chimezie and any status update on him?
I have not. He was already gone to get his leg checked out.
And then this season, you've shared a lot with us about being honest with the team throughout. Can you share maybe some of the brutal honesty or what the honest message was to the team about tonight's performance?
Oh, in a nutshell, it's the same thing. I told him we didn't do a great job controlling the dribble drive, and when we got beat, you have to come help. And they had their big and the weak side dunker, so our big would come over to help. And they'd throw the ball up on the glass, and our weak side guard would literally stand there and watch Montrez or Paul get the ball and tip it back in, and we didn't fight. As that ball is going downhill, somebody has to go across to help trap the box or stop the ball, and so it's your job to get in there and stick your nose in there and fight with those guys on the backside, and I don't think we did it. I don't think we obviously didn't do it enough, and now there are other times too where literally the shot goes up, and instead of going to box out a man, we're turning and walking towards the rim like the ball's just going to fall in our hands. And it hits the rim and bounces right over our head, right into their lap, and swing, three, And so when they get a couple of those, their confidence level goes up. Now they know that they have a chance to be in the game. And so it was just a physical game that we did not win when it came to rebounding the basketball.
Coach, when you look at this game tonight, you guys got up by 21 points. Did your team kind of take their foot off the gas a little bit at that point?
No, we just got our behinds kicked physically. We were kind of doing the same thing. We didn't do a great job on the glass. We didn't do a great job at the point on the glass. We didn't do a good job on the weak side. I tell the team this: we have to be careful. We scored 73 points in the first half, and a lot of times everybody's like, "Oh, 73, we're doing great." Well, we can score. And now we got to be able to do the dirty things consistently, time after time after time, possession after possession after possession. We're going to have to do it. We're going to have to get engaged with guys on the backside. We're going to have to sit down and control the dribble drive. We're going to have to come over and help early when it comes to us getting beat. Doing all the little things that take a lot of effort to string together a good defensive game, because 21 points, we've been down 20 points before, and we've come back and won. Obviously, we were up 20 points, and the other team came back and won. So the way the NBA game is, it's with all that time left, that's still a ton of time for anything to happen. And it's not necessarily about, we had our foot on the gas. We got to do our job, and we didn't do our job tonight.
When you look at, last night you guys had Shea, the way Tyrese attacked you guys tonight, kind of a similar fashion. I mean, where did you feel, how similar did you feel those two guys were in their impact against you?
I thought last night, Shea, he really had to work for his points, it was a lot of dribbling, a lot of one-on-one. And I thought Tyrese, he got it. They did a great job moving the ball from side to side. The pace of their offense was really good. And I thought Tyrese really got going on his drives after the ball had moved a couple of times and they moved the defense, because when you move the defense, your defense is not set. Now when you dribble drive, you're not as sharp coming over to help trap the box and doing all the little things that you need to be able to do to take that away. But I felt he really got going because he saw the ball go in early in the first half off a couple of offensive rebounds that they got. And they were possessions that if we would have done our job physically on that weak side glass, he wouldn't have had an opportunity to see the ball go in right away. And then from there, he was like, I'm in attack mode. I'm going downhill. And the shots that he did miss, they came up with the rebounds, and which really hurt us.
What's your message to Harrison when he goes to the line with three with a chance to tie it and misses the first one? Do you say anything to him afterwards?
You mean what our strategy is?
No, just your message to him after he missed that first one. When if he'd have made all three, he would have tied.
Yeah,
it up.
I really couldn't say anything to him because he. Oh no, shit. That happens. That's not why we won or lost the game. So I'm not concerned about that. Our strategy after he missed that was, hey, let's throw Alex in, see if we can have two big dudes just kind of crash in and see if we can tip the ball in. And, we had an opportunity. Obviously, it didn't go in. But HB missing that free throw, that doesn't concern me at all, really. Yeah, I didn't even bring it up. Yeah.
Mike, I think last 4 games, Malik's 1 of 14 from three-point range. What's he going through? What are you seeing there? And if you could speak to kind of both sides of when he's got it going, how much that helps your team, and then when he doesn't, how much you need to kind of get him back there.
Well, obviously, he's a big part of what we do, and he gets paid to make shots. But for his career, he's mid to high 30s from the three-point line. He shot the ball well for us. He's going through a stretch now where he's not. He's got to be able to figure out how he can help us in some other ways. And, on top of that, he's got to spend extra time in the gym, and if he does those things, then, continue to ride with him, And so I don't want a guy to think that just because he's missing shots that he's going to, get the axe or anything like that. Now, there comes a point in time where I got to make a decision. If I don't feel like he's doing the right things, to stay on the floor, or I feel like it's time to make a move, I'll make a move. I'm not worried about that. But, again, you would have to ask him what his mindset is like. And I know he came in after the game last night and got extra shots with his player development coach, and he got here early today and got extra shots. And, so we're going to keep riding it until I think, something else needs to happen.
Coach, you mentioned the physicality or lack thereof a handful of times. How much do you think that it being a second night of a back-to-back factors in there?
Will can it factor in there? Yeah, but at the end of the day, I feel if you're gonna be great in this league, you're gonna lose a ball game a different way. And like, hey, man, this team just shot the mess out the ball from the three-point line, or this team, somebody was hot and had 45 or something like that. Now you got to double team them, and it gives other guys a great opportunity to make shots. And yes, it's the second night of a back-to-back, but if we lose the game and we do a better job on the glass, maybe we lost the game because we were tired. I don't know. But if we want to be great, we can't let a team outwork us or be more physical than us in our building, especially the way that they did tonight. That's my concern. And some people may chalk it up to a back-to-back. I don't think I can, because we had opportunities to put a body on a body, and that doesn't take a lot of effort, to at least step there and not win that little battle. We didn't even step there half the time, if not more than half the time, and that's a concerning part to me.
What's your level of frustration, just given that in a number of these losses, it's a lot of the same things popping up, whether it's opponents' points in the paint or backside defense or second chance points, things like that?
It's frustrating because we have the personnel to do it. We have guys that have a great feel for the game. We drill it almost every flipping day, and we watch it on film, and I think the guys they see when we do it possession after possession after possession, when we're consistently doing it throughout the course of the game, usually the results are pretty good. I mean, we score 127 points in a regulation game. We shoot 55% from the field. We shoot 39% from the three. 78 or whatever percent from the 79% from the free. Those are good enough numbers offensively to win a game. And so, again, if we want to be great, which I think we can be, and I think the guys in that room feel like we can be, we're going to have to do a better job when it comes to controlling that offensive glass for our opponents, and which for the first time besides Memphis, I thought Memphis was probably the last game that we really got beat up on the glass like this. But we're going to have to make sure we control the glass and in turn control the paint. Thank you, guys.